Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Michelle once again. We're talking about creating a happier, healthier, wealthier you 21 ways in 21 days. And today's day 15. And today we're going to talk about something that in our society we've just come to accept it as the norm, and that is stress. We casually make reference to stress and say, oh, I'm just so stressed, and oh, I don't know what to do about all this stress. But we don't really do anything about it. As I said, we've learned to just accept it as being, quote unquote, the baseline of our lives. And that's because there's a lot of confusion about the distinction between a stressor and a stress. Life happens, ladies and gents. You and I both know that life happens. Now, whether or not we interpret that as stress is based on whether or not we have sufficient, I guess you can say, money in the bank to cover the cost of different things that happen in life. And these are not just physical things, I mean, say, quote unquote, financial costs, but these are emotional stressors. These are physical stressors as it pertains to our bodies, our immunity, our digestive system, our adrenal system. These are stressors as it pertains to our emotions, stressors as it pertains to our spiritual well-being and our mental well-being. Too many times we get caught up in this sympathetic loop of fight or flight. Ah, ah, everything that comes along, we say, ah, ah, our system says, ah, ah, because we don't have that resilience. We have forgotten how to shift away from that fight or flight mentality into what we call rest and digest, so that we can heal and recuperate, so that we can build. When you are caught up in that cortisol producing energy of fight or flight, the body cannot heal. The body cannot go through anabolic processes. All it does is break down and break down and break down, because it's trying to break down to create fuel to deal with the immediate danger that it perceives. And this is due sometimes because of what we call the amygdala hijack, where we are conditioned to interpreting everything around us. Someone comes up and says hi, and we're like, ah! We immediately respond that way, even though the person may be very well-meaning. Situations come up in our lives and we go, ah! And we forget to breathe and relax. And when we breathe and relax, the blood starts to flow. We're able to respond with more of what we call our frontal cortex, our cerebral executive functioning, because that shuts down when we are constantly in the, I guess you can say, rapture of the cortisol fix. And at that time, our immune system becomes suppressed. Our digestive system becomes compromised. Our hormonal system gets thrown off whack, because when we are producing significant amounts of cortisol in that stress reaction, we are not able to produce DHEA, which is the healing hormone, which helps to produce all the other hormones that have various functions in our lives. So if you're interested in learning more about how to shift yourself out of that stress response in order to build resilience, in order to build your bank account, your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual bank account, you can visit heartmath.org. And we are certified HeartMath providers here at Sankofa. So please realize you have countless resources around you. And in the previous video, we talked about heart song, we talked about therapeutic harmonics. Those two can be used to help you to undress stress, to get the skinny, to get the real deal, and to realize that you do not need to fall prey to the events of life. You do not need to respond in a stressful pattern to the situations of life as they occur. You can respond with joy with humility, with temperance, with energy, with exuberance. And so I leave you once again in the spirit of peace, love, and prosperity.